Welcome to Recovery Recreation Television. I'm your host, Susie Lordy. I'm also the founder of a 501c3 nonprofit here in Massachusetts called 24 Hour Power, Inc. And we do recovery art all over the state of Massachusetts. What we found pre-pandemic was people were coming up to us at events and they were saying, Susie, there's nothing fun going on around here. Now, we know that's not true, but we also saw the need to go out and hunt down stories everywhere from Falmouth to Fitchburg and everywhere in between and let people know, hey, here's what's going on that's safe, that's sober, that's fun in recovery, right? So let's take a look at what's going on for the month of June. Can you believe we're in June already? Don't think you can't have fun sober. You just haven't hung out with us yet. Let's start the show off today with a visit with some very good friends of ours over at Teen Challenge in Brockton, Mass. So starting off the program today, we have Grizzard and we also have Tony Carew. And they are both in the Program Development Office at Teen Challenge, Massachusetts at the Brockton location. Zach and Tony, great to see you.
Good to see you. Good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We're thrilled to have you. So Teen Challenge has been around for a very long time, okay? And yet, there still may be some viewers that really aren't sure what it's all about. So Tony, can you please give us a brief rundown where Teen Challenge is at, where it started, where it's at today?
So back in about 1958, there was a man named David Wilkerson who, he stopped watching TV, threw his TV out, and he started focusing more into prayer and into recovery and focusing on people who really needed help. And he looked over and he saw a Time magazine of 5 boys who were accused of a murder in New York, and he wanted to go help those boys. Now, he didn't get to help those exact boys. So when he went to New York City, he found some other boys that really needed help, and he really realized a need for recovery, more of a higher power, which was God. In his life, it was Jesus Christ who really, he believed that God could really help change those boys for a better. And so he actually went into where the gang's territory was, and he started Teen Challenge in Brooklyn. And now there's 1,400 Teen Challenges worldwide, and I think 1,200 in the United States. And here in Massachusetts, we're blessed to be part of a place that's really grown tremendously. Now we have outpatient, inpatient, 30-day. And now we have our 12 to 15 month program, which really helps change lives for people who graduate the program to have success in life, to have success in recovery, and to stay clean and sober.
That's amazing. Now, I understand Teen Challenge's headquarters for New England are in Brockton, Mass as well, but that's not the same thing as Teen Challenge Brockton, correct?
The headquarters for all of New England and New Jersey are on our campus, yes, but Brockton is we're kind of like the main hub for all the Teen Challenges.
Teen Challenge is such a big organization, and it's got so much going on. What do you do in the Program Development Office, where the two of you are? Sounds very exciting to me. What are you guys in charge of there?
So in the Program Development Office, we handle anything that either develops the program or just anything to do with the day-to-day activities for the residents of the program. We could handle anything from student needs to what they possibly need that day, or we work with the medical office to help schedule their counseling, make sure they're on time for their counseling appointments. We also help with any big event fundraisers, like we have our 5K, our golf tournament, and our banquet. And if anything comes to us in between, we handle it and help the program to continue to grow and just be a better entity as a whole.
Awesome. Now, how has Teen Challenge changed and met the challenges of COVID-19 and what the pandemic has brought? What are the differences you guys see?
So now, since the COVID shut down, we had to have our counselors not to be able to come on campus anymore. So we had to learn how to use Zoom, do Zoom meetings like we're doing now. We were able to continue to have the guys have their counseling. We also started a recovery ride, which just opened up. The Recovery Ride is a program to where we were funded by a grant to be able to give anyone that is in recovery a ride to either their clinic, appointments, or if they're going to a detox, they decide they want to get help, and they need to go to a detox. We take them from point A to point B, and we do it through a prescription that their doctor can write.
That's great. Those are all such important issues right now. Now, let's talk about what we should be paying attention to coming up in the next month or so over at Teen Challenge.
The 5K, it's June 26th. We weren't able to have it in person this year because of COVID, but it still gives anybody the opportunity just to, join us, maybe not as in person, but as in spirit, to be able to bring awareness of addiction. And it's, like I said, it's June 26th.
How are they going to do this virtually? I can't picture a 5K race virtually. Are people doing this from their homes and they're going to film this, or?
So that's the idea behind it, is you can either do it from your home, you can do it from a track you may love. People love going out and running in different places. So it's all about, just recording yourself, maybe either as you're running it, or, do a little start and finish, just something along those lines.
And I think the best part of having it virtual is a lot of people run in memory of somebody else. So
Sure.
they get to run around where that special place was, where they used to like to go with their brother or son or daughter. So it really does make it more intimate than going to, maybe if you're not used to going to Bridgewater or in the location we would have it,
And this 5K, this is a big fundraiser for you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What are some of the programs or ministries that this will help serve?
What we do at Teen Challenge is we try to give residents vocational training to be able to help to adapt back into life. We help them figure out their life controlling issues, and then as they're figuring and resolving these life controlling issues, we give them vocational training in either the kitchen, where they can learn culinary skills. We have a call center where they can learn how to telemarket and calling. Then we have our carpentry shop.
I think that's excellent. So what you're doing is you're preparing them for the outside world. Like when they graduate from Teen Challenge, they want our main goal for people in recovery that I hear over and over again is how can we become important members of society when we get out there, right? And part of that is a vocation and some form of employment, correct?
Yeah, and I see a lot of times with some guys who come in, they don't realize that they have the gifts that they have. Through the program, you really see them have gifts and abilities. And once they really complete a task, they have such a sense of fulfillment and joy in their life that they didn't know was possible because they were used to running an addiction. Or on the opposite side of the spectrum, a lot of times people did have a gift that they used to spend money to get drugs, but now they're using it in a way to kind of help the next person come into the program.
Isn't that amazing? Okay, so we've talked about the 5K race. Now the golf tournament, when's that?
So the golf tournament is August 9th.
Is there an area on your website for these events?
Absolutely, on our webpage, or you can go to tcgolfclassic.com and it'll take you straight to a registration page where you can either register to play in the golf tournament, or if you happen to have a business and you would just like advertising, and partner with us to continue to help us bring guys in and change their lives. We have sponsorship packages as well.
Now, is the golf tournament, will that be in person? Yes. Okay, where does it take place?
It's taking place in Dalton, Massachusetts at the Wacona Country Club.
You can reach us either at 508-586-1494. You can go on our Facebook page, or you can go on our website to reach us. And the best thing about Teen Challenge is the more that other people pour into us, the more we, especially during this COVID, have poured into the community. We got to help homeless shelters that were really struggling with food. We gave a hot box to nonprofit, the Providence Rescue Mission in Rhode Island. We've really been able to help other people who've been in need through this COVID, and that's what we really try to do also. Not just keep it just in our one program, but really help surrounding people.
I see you out in the community.
Yeah.
You're helping plenty of people out there. So it's one of the main reasons that we like to make sure that we highlight you at least once a year on this show. It's very important for people to get to know Teen Challenge and just what a great community partner you are. And on that note, we're going to let you two go. Zach, Tony, great seeing you on this.
Thank you.
And looking forward to a bright and warm summer.
Yes, we are too.
Absolutely.
Okay, stick around. We'll be right back. Peace out. Welcome back to Recovery Recreation. I'm still your host, Susie Lordy. Don't think you can't have fun sober. You just haven't hung out with us yet. And now I'd like you to welcome with me Ann Doyle. Ann is the Outreach Education Coordinator for Bridgewater State University. And this is for the Wellness Center at Bridgewater State. Ann, very nice to meet you.
You too, Susie. I'm very glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
We're thrilled to have you on the show. And 24 Hour Power is going to work with Bridgewater State very soon on a unique workshop, actually, that helps students dial down stress. And we do this with sight and sound meditation and our favorite vehicle, of course, which is art. We're thrilled to work with you guys on this. But before we go any further, Ann, please enlighten our viewers. What exactly is a wellness center?
Well, at Bridgewater State, the Wellness Center is comprised of health services, counseling services, and health promotion, which is the department that I'm in. And our health services has clinical staff that will see students, and then we have counselors that will see students. And then my office, I work with a group of undergraduate students who are peer educators.
How has COVID-19 affected how you serve your students, Ann?
At the Wellness Center, it has changed how we provide services in some ways. In health promotion, most of our programming has moved online. The health services staff continues to see students in person, particularly around COVID testing, because our students get tested each week, the ones that are living on campus. And then they also, they get tested weekly. We want to keep everybody safe, so make sure that they're clear of any COVID. And then they've been able to see students virtually. So they do some things online with students, and they also do a lot of phone interactions with students. So particularly after COVID testing, they follow up with them that way. If they have anybody come in person, they get screened before coming into the Wellness Center to be sure that they're all right. And then our counseling services, they're doing some of their counseling via the phone, and then they're also doing some, as we're doing, over the computer. They have some and they have some virtual groups that they've been doing as well, so that students have the opportunity to come together, but via a Zoom type link.
What does it cost for them to go see you, Ann?
We have a student service fee that is applied to all students' accounts. So the students themselves, there's no direct cost when they come in to be seen, unless something has to get sent out for testing. So if they had a lab test done that we couldn't do on campus, they may get a fee for that.
What are some of the above and beyond things we can expect from Bridgewater State's Wellness Center?
We offer a health promotion challenge a day that has been very successful in terms of students participating. And basically what we did is covering the 8 areas of wellness. We have offered students the opportunity to participate in a challenge each day, and then they post to our Instagram showing them completing the challenge. They're entered to win prizes, and It's just been really successful.
Okay, so what are the challenges?
One of the areas of wellness that we focused on was occupational wellness. So we worked with the Career Services Office to encourage students to complete their online LinkedIn, so that they would then have career opportunities for them.
Oh,
so
that's
we worked
great.
With career. Yeah, it was really neat. We worked with Career Services to do that. We offered some financial wellness things to get students to apply for our scholarships, because the office that oversees the scholarships had been putting out things saying we had scholarships available. So one of the challenges was for the students to go in and look at that database and figure out what they could apply for, and then document for us what they had applied for.
Nice.
So it was helpful to them, and a way to get more information out to the campus community.
I know that you guys offer a lot of programming online. And I understand there's something called the 8 areas of wellness that your center has. Could you just bullet them for us so we know what they are?
Sure. It's emotional, spiritual, intellectual, physical, environmental, financial, occupational, and social.
Wow. That is all encompassing. How do you work with students to improve what you offer right now?
A lot of times students are able to just come in and offer suggestions to us. So They might email, we might work with an undergraduate in the residence halls who want something offered. Perfect example is we had a student come in and talk about wanting to do more on body image. So we created a week of events called Love Your Body Week.
Wow.
And
That's
one of
awesome.
it was really neat. She was very interested in it. So we had students, a couple of students gave presentations. We're able to have students have the opportunity to, write articles for an online magazine that we have. One of the very fun things we do is put out Post-it notes that have very positive messages on them on the bathroom mirrors on campus. So it's just a Post-it note with a positive message, good affirmation. So when people are looking at themselves in the mirror, they're speaking positively to themselves rather than.
That's exactly where they need it in, because it's when you're looking at yourself in the mirror that's when the negative self-talk can come in.
Right.
So it's so huge that you do that. You guys are great. I love this.
Thanks.
The whole idea of a wellness center just warms my heart, especially the ages of the kids that are in school right now and everything they have going on. It's just wonderful to know that they have this to lean on. And I'm so glad that this is such a big program that's offered to the students, pretty much something that's covered through their student fees that they can come see you at. So
right.
I think that's great. How do people get in touch with you? If the kids want to get in touch with you on campus and they want to find out more of what you have going on, say next month, what do they do?
Our social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, is at BSU Outreach. So that would be easy enough. And then if they wanted to email me, my direct email is adoyle@bridgew.edu.
Doing great stuff, Ann. Thank you so much for joining us.
Cool. Thank you. I'm so glad to have been here.
Okay, we'll be right back. So stick around. Till then, peace out. Welcome back to Recovery Recreation. Please say hi now with me to Danielle Heckbert. Danielle interns with 24 Hour Power Recovery Art Organization. Danielle, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for all you do.
You're welcome. Good to be here.
How did you get involved with 24 Hour Power? Let everybody know.
Through the internship department at Bridgewater State University.
And what are you majoring in?
Studio arts with a concentration in graphic design.
That sounds awesome. What does studio art mean?
So studio art is like when you create art in a studio as opposed to learning about art that someone else made, which is art history.
What is that, art history maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What year are you?
I'm a senior. I have 2 classes left.
Woohoo! Almost done. What are some of the projects you're working on with 24 Hour Power?
I am directing the reorganization of the inventory of all the art supplies. I'm also the content creator for the social media, and I participate in socially distanced events.
Wow. Yeah, we need you. Don't go anywhere, Danielle, even after you graduate. It's hard to imagine, though, seriously, what young kids are going through with this pandemic. And I know that you're working with 24 Hour Power on our upcoming mask making campaign with the Brockton Public Schools. Tell our audience what it is that you're doing in this campaign.
So I created and designed custom stencils for the kids. I did hearts and stars and butterflies and some fun stuff like that.
That's so awesome. So it doesn't matter whether or not you actually are, quote, an artist or not. You'll be able to participate in this mask making project now.
Yeah.
That's great. Now you're in college, okay? So I can't even imagine how COVID-19 is affecting college students. How is it affecting you?
Well, first of all our classes are online. So like I was used to being able to go into the art studio whenever I wanted, and just talking to teachers via Zoom rather than in person. So definitely different.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of challenges with that. I understand you're a woman in recovery as well, which is cool. I am as well. What does recovery look like for you?
Well, first of all, I have a sponsor. I have a home group. I take other women through the 12 steps. Went back to school, and just back in school to do what I've always wanted to do.
That's amazing. You know, that's the beauty of recovery. That's the little secret that we want to tell them. I mean, your wildest dreams are going to come true, but it's great to see the younger generation catch on and grab a hold of that dream, instead of waiting until you're old like me. But when we talk about working on yourself, which is all great, okay, don't get me wrong, we need that for recovery, and that's the serious side of it. But what do you do for fun?
So I do a lot of yoga. And for me, I would feel like I was lucky enough early on to learn that was part of my recovery. Also, like taking care of myself, and I mean, I enjoy it. And so I feel like that's really important. And then also for fun, like I just get together with my friends. We do game nights, play cornhole.
That's cool.
I feel like there's always something fun to do. So.
Well, let me ask you something about your artwork now, because you're an art major. So do you feel like your artwork is better now that you're sober? I mean, how can you compare? What do you think?
Yes, I definitely think it's better now that I'm sober. There's a part in the big book that talks about like when we were drinking, like we only thought we were more creative, but it's not true. And I feel like I've learned that for myself now, being in recovery, that, you know, maybe I used to think I was more creative.
I just think we have more energy. We have more energy to be creative. I mean, that's part of it, but that's good to hear. What's something that you've learned about yourself sober that you didn't know about before?
That I can show up to life, I can be dependable, that I'm more creative, and that people want to be around me.
Well, those are all huge things. And I'll tell you something, Danielle, something you might have said today may help someone get off the fence onto the right side. And thank you so much for coming on to Recovery Rec TV today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And that, my friends, is a wrap. So on behalf of all of us here at Recovery Recreation, we hope you have an awesome June. And don't forget, don't think you can't have fun sober. You just got to hang out with us. So till next time, peace out.